Lengthen up through your spine. Give your shoulders a couple of rolls. And just begin to feel your breath moving through your body. Just a couple of natural, easygoing breaths to begin. And then we can begin to lengthen the breath in. Take more air in. Long, slow exhale. Just continue in this pattern. Simple breaths, but each breath in, lengthening, taking a little more air in. And when we release, squeeze a little more air out till you're a little more empty with each breath. Now, after your next exhale, return to a natural breath. Let's just do some seated stretches to wake up. So big breath in to reach the arms up overhead. And then as we exhale, twist to the right, left hand to the right knee, right hand's behind. Roll your right shoulder back and lengthen up to the spine. So just a nice, easy twist to the right. You can release that right hand from the floor, bring it up overhead. Dip your left shoulder to your left knee. A side stretch. You can keep pushing your right hip down here. Don't let it lift. And then let's take the right hand to the left knee. So you've got a cross of the arms. Come to center, your chin's right above the cross of your arms. Take a breath here, letting the breath move into the back body. Just an easy forward fold. Slowly roll all the way up. Keep the cross of your arms. You can take your shoulders or bring your arms to eagle arms. Fingertips pointing towards the ceiling. Left fingertips to the right palm. Lift your elbows and push your hands away from your face. Unwind from this. Hands up. Big breath in. And then as we exhale, turn the chest to the left, right hand to the left knee, left hand's behind. Roll the left shoulder back. Nice, easy twist. Take the left hand, bring it up and over. Nice side stretch here. Left hip wants to lift and help you reach over. Just keep pushing the left hip down. And the left hand to the right knee. Round down over the cross of your arms. Take a breath into that space that you're creating between the shoulder blades. And then you can roll up to sit, keep the cross of the arms, hold opposite elbows, or make your way to eagle arms with the right fingertips taking the left palm. Elbows should be at about shoulder height, and then push your hands away from your face or play with that. See how it affects. Like push your hands in and then bring your thumb towards your forehead. See how that feels on the shoulders. Keep lengthening up through the spine. Like if I was to unwind your arms, what would your spine look like? Would it be all rounded, or would you have a nice tall straight spine? I'm looking for a nice tall straight spine. And then let's unwind from this and make our way to a tabletop pose. Spread your fingers wide. Be really intentional with the way you set your hands down so that it feels good on your shoulders. And then let's do a couple of cat-cows. Just tip the tailbone up, drop the belly, chest comes forward, crown the head high. Exhale to turn it around, turn the tailbone down, lift the navel, tuck the chin, drop the head. Just move back and forth between these a couple of times. Always starting movement at the tailbone and drawing it up through the spine. Just because we're trying to wake up the spine a little bit this morning. Get the energy moving through the spine. So we've twisted and we've arched from side to side. Now we're doing these movements, these wave-like movements through the spine. Next inhale, let's find a length. A nice neutral spine. Curl your toes under. Let's lift the hips up and back to a downward facing dog. And feel free here to move around. Pedal your feet, swing your hips, shake your head out. Just anything that feels good. You can walk your feet around, maybe bring them wide and then back next to one another. Then let's find some stillness. Feet about hip width apart. Lift and spread the sits bones. Next inhale, let's lift the heels, bend the knees. And as you exhale, make your way to the foot of the mat. Ragdoll, drop the crown of your head, hold opposite elbows, and sway. Just sway here for a couple of breaths. Drop your fingertips to the mat. Soften your knees like a whole lot. And let's slowly roll up to stand. Hands up. You can look up if that feels good. Probably coming right off the top of my screen here. Hands back to heart center. Inhale, hands down, around, and up. Turn the palms out, soften the knees, and exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, fingertips to the shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Try that again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. It's kind of like doing these cat-cows, but on your feet instead of your hands and knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. As you inhale, bring your fingertips to the mat and step your right foot back to the back of the mat. Settle down your right knee. Nice runner's lunge here. We can be here for a moment. Roll your shoulders back, bring your chest forward. Just move your hips from side to side. From here, let's take a hamstring stretch. Slide your hips back, straightening through the left leg. Your left toes might come towards the ceiling or the sky. You can have your hips up high over your right knee, or you can settle yourself back to sit right on that right heel, whatever feels best for you. Rolling down over the left leg, getting a nice stretch in the back of the leg. This leg can be straight, or you can have a bend in it. As long as you're feeling the stretch, that's what I'm after. That's what we're after, just feeling the stretch, movement in the morning. Now, on our next inhale, let's find our way back to our lunge. You can curl into the back toes, lift the right knee, and send your left foot back to meet the right in a high plank pose. You can stay with on your toes or bring your knees down to the mat. It's up to you. Another full cycle of breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to bring the shoulders forward. And as you exhale, maintain your plank as you lower to the mat. Tops of the feet press into the mat. Elbows in towards your body and back towards the back of the mat as you lift your chest, cobra pose. Exhale, roll your chest back down, tap your forehead. 2 more times. Press into the tops of your feet, but stay light in your hand as you lift the chest. Exhale to release. Last time. Rolling the shoulders back, keeping the chin tucked. Lift the chest. Exhale, release. As you inhale, find plank pose. Curl into the toes and press all the way up to plank pose. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right heel is going to lift right up towards the sky. Big stretch. Bend the knee, open the hip. And next inhale, extend. And exhale, bring that your right foot, all the way forward between your hands. Lower the left knee. And here we are in a runner's lunge once again. Sinking the hips. You can sway around. Might feel quite different on this side than it did on the first side. That's pretty normal. Just acknowledge it. And then when you're ready, you can make your way into a hamstring stretch. Bringing this right leg towards straight. Coming halfway back or all the way back with the hip over your heel. It's up to you, whatever feels good. Round down over the right leg. You can point and flex your toes or sway them from side to side here. Just anything that feels good. You can grab them with your hand, bring them back towards your face. And then let's make our way back to runner's lunge. Curl your left toes under. Lift the left knee. And let's step the left foot forward between the hands. Right into a halfway lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades together broad, right in the space underneath your collarbones. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, soften the knees. Let's come all the way up to stand. Hands up. You can look up. As you exhale, hands to your heart, stand tall. Inhale, hands down, around and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften the knees, fingertips to the mat. Step your left foot back to the back of the mat, coming to a runner's lunge. So this time I'm going to keep my knee up off of the mat. You're welcome to bring your knee down onto the mat if you want. Sinking into the hips. From here, we want to come into a hamstring stretch. So you're going to straighten the right leg. Your left heel is going to drop straight back towards the mat behind you. Likely won't reach the mat. Maybe you want to roll onto your right heel. Lift your right toes. So left heel straight back, rolling on to the right heel. And round down over the right leg. A little bit more of an intense stretch on the hamstring. Maybe. Making our way back to our runner's lunge. Let's step the right foot back to meet the left. High plank pose. Inhale, shoulders forward. And exhale, lower to the mat. Tops of the feet press into the mat. One time, cobra pose. Exhale to release. Inhale, press up to plank pose. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, the left heel's gonna lift, big stretch up and back. As you exhale, left foot comes forward between the hands, finding that runner's lunge once again. Hamstring stretch, sliding the hips up and back to a pyramid pose. Your heel, your right heel drops straight back, roll onto your left heel. Back into a runner's lunge. Let's step your right foot forward to meet the left, right into a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Soften your knees, come all the way up to stand. Hands up, look up. As we exhale, hands to your heart. From here, I'm just going to move back into the center of my mat. I want to practice a balancing pose. Let's make it tree pose today. Since it's our first time on Friday mornings together, maybe a simple, classic balancing pose. So start in Tadasana. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring your weight into your left foot. Come up on the toes of the right. Notice if your hips have swung around. Bring them back into alignment. And then slide your right knee up. So it's about hip height. Sweep the right knee out to the right. Squeeze your heel in towards your butt cheek. And then you can put your foot anywhere you like along the inside of the standing leg. Make sure your standing leg is really tall, or is really strong and tall. So don't let that left hip sweep out to the left. Keep pulling it in, pushing your left leg into your right foot. Hands can stay at the hips, or you can reach them up overhead. Or maybe at the heart, or somewhere else that you like. I've got peace fingers up into the sky, looking for energy. One more breath. Let's bring the right knee forward, hands to the hips, and then settle your right foot down next to your left. Shut your eyes for 3 breaths. Open your eyes, find a spot to gaze. Bring your weight into your right foot now. Come up on the toes of the left foot. Hips stay level. The left knee lifts. Sweep your left foot out to the left and squeeze your heel in towards your body. From here, you can bring your foot anywhere you like along the inside of the right leg. Again, stay tall. Keep pulling the right hip in towards the center line. Hands can stay at your hips, your heart, and reach up overhead. It's up to you. This always feels like a really natural place for Prana Mudra. First thing in the morning, attracting energy into my body, into myself. Come out of this. You can bring your hands back to your heart. Left knee forward. And then settle your left foot down next to your right. Take a moment, see how you feel. Maybe sway from side to side a little bit. Step your feet wide. And so toes are off the mat, heels are on the mat. And let's sink the hips down into a low yogi squat. Roll the shoulders back and lengthen the spine. From here, I want to make my way into a boat pose. So you can use your hands to support yourself as you come back. Or if you want to try without hands, reach your hands forward. So you're pressing some energy forward to control your butt coming down onto the mat. Shins can come so they're about parallel to the ceiling. Fingertips can come to the floor behind you or reach forward. Whatever you do, roll your shoulders back. You can lift your toes if you like. Straighten out those right legs. Roll your shoulders back so you're really open across the chest. Even imagine that your collarbones are two little smiles and they're smiling up into the sky. And you could actually put a third smile on your face while you're holding boat pose. Keep that spine nice and long, just like before. What would happen if we unwound everything else from this pose? What would your spine be doing? Is it nice and tall and long, or is it rounded? We're looking for that rounded spine. One more breath in. And as we exhale, let's bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Let the knees come wide, soles of the feet together. Butterfly pose. You can rock from side to side. Get comfortable, either pulling the heels in close to the body for an inner thigh stretch, or pushing them away for a little bit more of an outer hip stretch. Up to you. Depends on what feels good for you this morning. Oops. It's a nice chance to give your feet a little wake up massage, maybe a pull and twist on each toe. Or rub the length of the arch of your spine, or the arch of your foot, sorry. Making the feet feel good. We're going to work all day now, so give them a little TLC now. And then when you've had enough of that, you can roll down over your feet. Now you can be really passive here. Round the spine, tuck the chin, and just let the weight of your body fall forward. Or you can be a little more active. Maybe take your ankles or interlace your fingers around your toes, roll the shoulders back, and come forward with a flatter back. Up to you. Depends again on what your needs are, your goals are this morning. And then when you're ready, you can come all the way up to sitting. Use your hands on your knees, bring them in towards the center. Make sure you're about in the center of your mat, and let's come down onto our backs. Now you can do this with your hands supporting you or not. Same thing as before. Reach forward with your hands to help control your descent. If you want, you can come back into boat pose and then lower down from there. It's up to you. Bring knees into the chest. Maybe sway from side to side. Your knees fall to the right. Arms out to the sides. Nice, easy. Recline twist. Relax here. Let the breath move to the side of the body. Coming back up to center and flip over the other way. Make our way back up to center again. And pull your knees into your chest. You can stay like this, or make your way into a happy baby pose by bringing your knees out towards your armpits. You can hold on to the backs of your legs, your calves, your ankles, maybe your big toes. Sway here if you like, straightening one leg and then the other. Try and have your low back relaxing down on the mat, as well as your shoulder blades, your neck, your shoulders very relaxed. Coming back to center. Next pose I'm going to call is Savasana. But if before you make your way into Savasana, there is a stretch or a movement or a pose you'd like to make your way into, anything that's going to make this practice feel complete for you, check it out. Make your way through that. It's a chance to personalize the practice. Set yourself up for your day. And then when you're ready, make your way into a Savasana pose. So you can be lying with your legs and arms straight out in corpse pose. You can change that up a little bit until you're very comfortable. Very comfortable is the key here. And I know it's first thing in the morning and you just got up likely, but take this few moments to stay in Savasana. Enjoy the feelings of your body. Enjoy the sensations that we may have created by stretching, moving, and breathing for the last 20 minutes or so. Now, if you have more time to stay in Savasana, I'm going to suggest that you do that. If, however, it's time for you to move on with your day, you can start to take a couple of deep breaths. Just feel that energy begin to circulate around your body once again. Start to wiggle out through your fingers and toes. Try your wrists and your ankles. Just begin to move energy up the limbs towards the body. Pretty soon your whole body is energized in a full body stretch. And bring your knees into your chest, and don't let me rush you through this. Squeeze everything in tight. Maybe one last rock from side to side, so sway around. And then make your way up to a comfortable seat. Take your time. Lengthen up through your spine. Reach hands up overhead, maybe Prana Mudra one last time. Pulling energy in towards our bodies. Almost like you're attracting the energy, and then gather it up. Palms together, thumbs to the third eye, and hinge forward. There's our final pose for today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today on this YouTube Live. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and I'll be here again next Friday. Have a good one.